Do you know that the necklace worn by protagonist of Moulin Rouge Nicole Kidman was valued at more than $1 million at the time? Welcome to part 2 of Zarpado of 50 surprising movie facts. Subscribe now as we begin with the fascinating trivia. In The Lion King, in the scene where Simba lies down on the hillside and the flowers fly around forming the word sex, some viewers mistakenly interpreted it as a subliminal message. However, the animators explained that the word was SFX, a tribute to the team's special effects. Pierce Brosnan is known for playing James Bond in the classic tuxedo. However, what many do not know is that Brosnan signed a contract until 2005 that prohibited him from wearing a tuxedo in other films during his time as James Bond. The reason was simple, so as not to dilute his image as James Bond. Singer Courtney Love has repeatedly insisted that Quentin Tarantino had offered the role of drug dealer Lance, played by Eric Stoltz in Pulp Fiction, to her late husband Kurt Cobain, the frontman of Nirvana. In a scene from Fight Club, Edward Norton actually punches Brad Pitt in the ear. Brad's shocked reaction is genuine, as he was not expecting the punch. In black and white cinema, blood can be any color. In the film Psycho, chocolate was used to simulate blood. In the film Now You See Me, actress Isla Fisher nearly drowned in the middle of filming with the cast while she was shooting a scene of an underwater magic trick. An unfortunate accident during the filming of Move Over Darling left Doris Day with 2 broken ribs. James Garner accidentally hurt her by picking her up during a scene. In the film The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, the actor who played Gollum, Andy Serkis, is the same actor who played King Kong in the 2005 film King Kong. In the film The Godfather, the scene where Vito Corleone is attacked on the street was filmed without permission on a real street in New York. The iconic brown satchel with the inscription "Bad Mother" in black letters that Jules carries in the film Pulp Fiction belongs to director Quentin Tarantino himself. The film The Theory of Everything tells the life of renowned physicist Stephen Hawking and his relationship with Jane Hawking. Eddie Redmayne's performance in the role of Hawking was so incredible that even Hawking himself, who was so moved by the performance, lent him his original voice and his signed thesis to be used in the film. Although it's hard to believe, the cat featured in this scene from The Godfather was a stray cat that was hanging around the recording studio, so director Coppola rescued it and included it in the film. During the filming of The African Queen in the Congo, Audrey Hepburn and all the actors became ill from drinking the water here. Only John Huston and Humphrey Bogart did not get sick. The 1971 film A Clockwork Orange was banned in the UK for 30 years due to its violent content. The legendary line "Hasta la vista, baby," uttered by Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, was not part of the original script, but was improvised by Arnold. The film Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was the first film in the Indiana Jones saga not to be directed by Steven Spielberg. In the film Forrest Gump, the titular character, played by Tom Hanks, appears in archive footage alongside President John F. Kennedy. To achieve this effect, the technique of image superimposition was used, combining Hanks's performance with real images of President JFK. Blue Velvet has several references to Abraham Lincoln. For example, the apartments shown in the film are located on Lincoln Street, and in addition, there is a character named Frank Booth, who has the same surname as the person who killed the former president. Lincoln, John W. Booth. Ever wonder who inspired Flynn Rider from Tangled? Aspects like the hair is based on Brad Pitt's hair, and the chin is inspired by the famous Tom Hardy. The film The Matrix had a significant impact on fashion and popular culture. The film's cyberpunk fashion style, characterized by black leather coats, futuristic-style sunglasses, and industrial aesthetics, influenced streetwear and fashion design in the 1990s. During the scene in the 1998 film The Big Lebowski, in which the dude played by Jeff Bridges beats a Corvette with a stick, Bridges accidentally broke one of the car's headlights. His shocked reaction is genuine, and the scene was kept in the film. Julia Roberts was the first actress to earn $20 million for a movie for her role in Erin Brockovich in 2000. During the pool party scene in La La Land, Ryan Gosling actually played the piano live without any editing tricks or stunt doubles. Gosling underwent months of intensive training to learn how to play the jazz pieces featured in the film. In the movie Titanic, the scene where the ship splits in two was filmed in a giant water tank. You've probably enjoyed the iconic 1993 film Jurassic Park on numerous occasions. However, you may have never noticed an intriguing detail. The actors who were the couple playing Ellie Sattler and Dr. Alan Grant, 26-year-old Laura Dern, and 45-year-old Sam Neill at the time, were 19 years apart in age, even though it may not seem like it. The three Psycho films, The Silence of the Lambs and The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, were all inspired by serial killer Ed Gein. For example, in Psycho, Norman Bates bears similarities to Gein, such as his unhealthy relationship with his mother and his fascination with human body parts. At the closing ceremony of the 2000 Sydney Summer Olympics, a special guest stole the show. The tour bus Priscilla, star of the film The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Her presence was not only a striking visual spectacle, but also a powerful statement of pride in Australian popular culture. Howard the Duck was considered by many to be one of the worst films ever. It was a box office failure, grossing only $37 million against a $35 million budget. In addition, it won 4 trophies for Worst Screenplay, Worst Visual Effects, and Worst Picture. The film Dallas Buyers Club has achieved something remarkable. It won the Oscar for Best Makeup on a budget of just $250. The film tells the story of Ron Woodruff, a man who contracts AIDS in the 1980s and embarks on a fight against the system to gain access to medication. So makeup artist Robin Matthews was faced with the challenge of transforming McConaughey and Jared Leto into terminally ill AIDS patients on a ridiculous budget. In the film Tangled, during the song I Have a Dream, we can see a very special cameo. None other than Pinocchio, the famous Disney puppet, appears free and without strings on Flynn Rider's head. Lorenzo di Bonaventura, producer of The Last Stand, had worked with General Motors on all the films in the Transformers saga. That is why in the film The Last Stand, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, thanks to this relationship with General Motors, 6 precious Corvettes were made available to the production for the filming of The Last Stand. In the film The Man Who Knew Too Much, Doris Day performs the iconic song, Whatever Will Be, Will Be. However, what many do not know is that the actress was not at all convinced by the song. Doris Day refused to record it, considering it the worst song she ever heard in her life. Despite this, the song won the Oscar for Best Song. For lovers of Greek mythology and classic Disney films, there is a fascinating secret that unites 2 seemingly disparate characters: Ariel, the adorable mermaid from The Little Mermaid, and Hercules. Ariel is the daughter of King Triton, who in turn is the son of Poseidon. On the other hand, Hercules is the son of Zeus, Poseidon's brother, so Hercules is Ariel's uncle. If you're a keen observer, you've probably noticed a striking similarity between 2 very different movies, The Shining and Toy Story. Specifically, the rugs featured in the horror film and in Sid Phillips's room in the animated film are nearly identical. Actress and singer Jodie Benson is known for bringing 2 iconic characters of popular culture to life: Barbie, the world's most famous doll, and Ariel, Disney's mermaid princess. In the Oscar-winning film Slumdog Millionaire, young Jamal Malik stars in a memorable scene by jumping into a pit of excrement on the streets of Mumbai. What many don't know is that the pit did not contain real excrement, but rather a mixture of peanut butter and chocolate. Despite not being real excrement, the mixture of peanut butter and chocolate was not to the liking of actor Dev Patel, who played Jamal. Patel mentioned that the taste was horrible and that he had a hard time swallowing it. When Michelle Rodriguez was cast as Letty Ortiz in the first installment of Fast and Furious, her relationship with the automotive world was, to say the least, incipient. Far from being an expert in driving cars, the actress did not have a driver's license. She got one during the production of the film. At first glance, Samara Morgan, the little girl from The Ring, and Lilo Pelikai, the adorable protagonist of Lilo and Stitch, seem like completely different characters. However, behind these two very different figures lies the talent of one actress, Davy Chase. In the 2002 film Spider-Man, Stan Lee, the creator of the character, makes a cameo buying food at a stand. Director Ridley Scott had an ace up his sleeve for the alien explosion scene in Alien, keeping the surprise on the set. The actors, including Veronica Cartwright, did not know exactly when or how the alien would emerge from Kane's body. The actors' surprise and horror were reflected in their facial expressions and screams, creating a moment of real tension and terror for the audience. Have you ever wondered which princess the great Walt Disney liked the most? In an interview, Walt Disney revealed that Cinderella was his favorite princess. The scene that fascinated Walt the most was the costume change. Cinderella's transformation from a humble maid to a radiant princess was for him the embodiment of magic and a symbol of hope. Richard Linklater's film Boyhood was filmed over 12 years to capture the real growth of its main cast. These are Mason Evans Jr., the main character, from age 6 to 18. His mother, Olivia Evans, is played by Patricia Arquette, Samantha Evans, Mason's sister, and the father of the two brothers played by Ethan Hawke. It was filmed over 12 years with the same cast. The iconic black dress that Audrey Hepburn wore in the film Breakfast at Tiffany's sold at auction in 2006 for more than $900,000. It is one of the most expensive movie dresses ever sold. Anthony Hopkins only appears on screen for a total of 16 minutes and 20 seconds in The Silence of the Lambs, a film released in 1991. And the amazing thing is that he won an Academy Award for his portrayal of Dr. Hannibal Lecter, acting in such a short time. Johnny Depp, before becoming an actor, had a band called The Kids in the 1980s. Until at the age of 21, he made his first appearance in the world of cinema in the legendary 1980s film Nightmare on Elm Street. For the bullet time scene in The Matrix, 122 cameras in total were used, 120 fixed cameras, and 2 moving cameras to capture the action in slow motion. The famous DeLorean that stars in the Back to the Future trilogy has its origins in 1976, when industrial designer Giorgetto Giugiaro created the DMC-12 for the DeLorean Motor Company. The stainless steel-bodied sports car with gull-wing doors captivated the public with its futuristic and elegant design. However, its 2.8-liter V6 PRV engine did not perform as expected, and the company was involved in financial problems that led to bankruptcy in 1982. That is where enter filmmaker Robert Zemeckis. Fascinated by the DMC-12's design, he envisioned it as the perfect ship to house his idea for a time machine in the film Back to the Future. In the early 1980s, Tom Cruise, then a rising young actor, was up for the role of the young novice Adso, companion of the Franciscan friar William of Baskerville, in the film The Name of the Rose. However, the role ultimately went to actor Christian Slater, who played Adso in the 1986 film directed by Jean-Jacques Annaud. The film Network, released in 1976, is a cinematic masterpiece that has garnered numerous awards and recognitions. Among its most notable curiosities is the record for the shortest Best Supporting Actress in history, an honor held by actress Beatrice Straight for her masterful and brief participation of just 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Beatrice played Louise Schumacher, the grieving wife of the chairman of the UBS television network. What fact surprised you the most? Leave us your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like for part 3 of this wonderful series.